What is going on, guys? This is obviously Jordan here, back again with another video, and boy oh boy oh boy has it been a little while since I've done an internship game video. It's been a crazy turbulent time. Fundamentally, the reason why I haven't uploaded in a while is because of this video that's on the screen right now. Basically, I failed my second year at the University of Bristol, which is pretty ridiculous. I mean, if you haven't seen that video already, watch it again. It will kind of make a bit of sense as to why I'm doing this now. But yeah, it's a bit of a mad one. It's quite long. And for me, as I'm on a 4-year course, basically most internships either apply to penultimate year students or the year before your final year or in your final year. Because the idea is that once you complete it, they want to potentially hire you either that same year if it's your last year or, the year afterwards. So they maintain like a 2-year, well, like basically a 1 year, I guess, hiring cycle. And that's why I'm not eligible. Even though like my second year, for some people it's a penultimate year, I'm on a 4-year course, so an integrated masters, which means there's no, I mean technically there is a little bit of a loophole in my degree where like if I don't get 50% on average in my second, I don't know actually, it might be first and second year, I should really look into it. But I think it's just in my second year, if I don't get 50% average or 60% average, like a 2-1 basically or 2-2, then you get put back onto the bachelor's version. But you know what, I actually should check. I'm pretty sure I'm on like 58, 60 anyway, so I should be perfectly fine, but I gotta check it up again. But either way, there is a small loophole, but I'm fully intending on doing the master's course, unless I... Actually, no, yeah, I mean, I'm here for 4 years, and I'm here for 4 years, so I'm not going to be able to apply to a summer internship as previously planned, as I discussed in episode 1 and 2 of the series so far. So that's a bummer, that's a big bummer. And even though I'm still technically eligible for spring weeks, especially like in finance, not many industries do spring internships or spring insight weeks. It's mostly like finance and banking. And I've already done, EY, which is consulting slash accounting firm, and then at the Bank of America this year, which is a finance big banking institution. So it's like I don't really need much more experience. I don't really need to sit down and talk to people again about the same old stuff, like how great every company says they're the best in the world. So I don't need to do that again. And that's, yeah, I mean, I was this close to not even making this video, to just leaving the series, calling it quits because of my position, when I realized that the whole point of this channel in the first place, the whole reason why I started talking in front of a camera, was to share my experiences, and hopefully people that are, in a similar position or potentially in the same position can learn from that, or at least just make their own decisions or have another perspective on the issue. I try not to be too like instructive or whatever, but I'm sharing my experiences. So yeah, that's that. In order to keep this series going, first of all, I'm going to do two things. One thing I'm going to do is, if you haven't already seen my podcast, The Undergraduate Survival Guide, check that out now. The link will be in the description below. It's very, very good. We've got a lot of content coming. And now that I'm redoing the year and I've got a lot more time, it's a slight blessing in disguise, because it means that I can go ham and put out like mad content. Like I know exactly what I'm going to do, and you guys are going to love it if you are engaged in that. But yeah, check out the Undergraduate Survival Guide podcast now if you haven't already. It's going to be great content. It's all about student life, internships, careers, but also like studying, relationships, finances, yada yada yada, all that stuff. But that's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to make a sub-series within that called, the same name, the same Undergraduate Survival Guide name, where we go in depth into like specific careers, internships, and different industries and that, things like that, which you guys should find interesting. Obviously, when I actually start putting that content out, I'll do more promotion on this channel as well, but fundamentally it's going to be over there on that platform. But I'm also taking a brand new, a different, I guess a slightly more interesting and more niche approach, where instead of applying for the typical, the big companies, big firms, or their internships or their spring insight schemes, I'm going to be looking at SMEs, small to medium enterprises, just sending off random cold emails and saying like, look, I want to work. That's something that I feel like is so important for so many people, and I think a lot of people can learn from that as well, because it's a thing where it's not really talked about. It's not really, it's not taboo by no means, but it's like you don't really think about, oh yeah, I want to work for a small company when I grow up. It's like you want to have the big name in it, or you want to have your own company. Whereas these small, these SMEs, they work very, very differently. So fundamentally, this video I'm going to talk a bit more about my experience so far doing that. So up on the screen for you guys now, I'm going to put my I think it's 5, maybe even 4 cover letters up of the last 4 to 5 firms that I've applied to, all SMEs. I've got a bit of luck on my side here, a bit of fortune, because University of Bristol, they have an amazing career service, and within the career service they've got the enterprise team, And the enterprise team do like fantastic work with the local community. They talk to loads of local SMEs, and because of that, it's very, very easy for me to go onto that website, to the Engage dashboard, and I can see like all the current available opportunities on that site. But also, they have a small list somewhere that I haven't even found yet. I haven't even bothered looking for it yet, of all the other companies that are around Bristol that aren't on the site that you can reach out to yourself, and the University of Bristol will self-fund you to do the internship. So I think it's like £9 an hour for up to 140 hours. So that's what, like 1,300, like £1,200. So it's actually good money technically. And the whole point, the reason why it's only 140 hours is because you're supposed to do like 3 to 4 hours a week alongside your studies. But obviously me, I've got a lot more time on my hands, so I'm going to try and get a bit more hours in. Even if the university only guarantee me that much, I'll still, like, if possible, I'll try and get like an actual work with the companies I've applied to. The ones that I've applied to that I can remember off the top of my head are Bricks, which is like not an artwork company, it's like an artsy, creative, entrepreneur type of company, or even a charity even, run in Bristol, which is really, really cool. The cover letter is also up there. Perfino I applied for, and oh my gosh, the other one is literally Yamello, literally eluded me for a second. I applied to that one as well. And there's a few more. I got a few off. I'm still actually applying to them now. My laptop behind you, but yeah, it's pretty fun. And I'm as I said, I put my cover letters up right so you guys can see what I went in with. You can probably see that this, the ones that I put up on the screen are very, very, very different to the ones that I sent off to, the Morgan Stanleys, I think Bloomberg I put up before, and engineering firms that I'll put up on the screen as well for you guys to see again now to quickly contrast that. Way less words. Obviously, I'm talking way, way less about corporate experience and all these things that big firms care about. And it's more about specifically, why do I want to work for this firm? Why is that role interesting? What am I going to learn from it? What can I offer you? It's like you really want to be as specific as possible. You want to target because when it comes to these big companies, obviously when you apply, you don't really apply to the company, you apply to HR in a weird way. So it's like most of the time it's HR that read the application after the online screening. Anyways, a lot of the screening is virtual and like programmed to do it for you, like the actual coding and stuff. But then after that, HR will read it, and then after that, when you get to your interviews and stuff, then you speak to an actual person who works in your division, in your role. You like sometimes as well, not even all the time, but sometimes you get that. Whereas when you're applying to an SME, literally they don't even properly have a HR team. Like some of these small companies have like 8 people in them, and that's like the CFO, the CTO, the CEO, and then like I don't know, someone who does payroll, someone who does like well, I don't even know what else there is. Like, basically, everyone else just does everything else. When you have these small teams, you have like the brand manager is literally, they do all of the marketing. It's not even like PR and marketing separately. It's like brand manager, you do everything. you control all the socials. So I'm applying to loads of like marketing, digital marketing interns for these sort of companies that, as I said, they're smaller. They don't really have that manpower. And because you're applying specifically, to someone who actually does real work there as well, like I don't want to make it sound like I'm talking down on HR, like that's all important roles. Every role is equally important in many ways. But like, you're not applying to HR when you're applying to SMEs some of the times, most of the time even. You're probably applying directly to the SEO. The CEO, or like the chief programming guy, depending on obviously what business you're getting into. I even saw one with only 2 people. Essentially, there are 2 co-founders and that's it, and you're working as like a brand manager under them. Like you're literally sending a cover letter to the people who own that, and that's very, very big. I think that's a very, very interesting opportunity where you have the full power to, like, there's no need to play an algorithm. There's no need to like put in all the buzzwords to try and make yourself seem more appealing. You literally just write. You go on LinkedIn, you find out a bit about the person. You go to the company site, you read into their values, their mission statement, what their impact is, all that stuff. Find out whether you actually want to work there. Put some nice words in there just for the sake of making yourself look more presentable and stuff like that. But otherwise, like, you have to understand that you're talking directly to that person. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going around the spirals. I think I've showed you everything I need to show you for now. I will actually put up. Have I updated my CV since last time? I may have. I don't think I have. But you know what? Just for good measure, I'm going to throw my CV in anyway. So you can see it on the side right here, right now. See, you can compare it from, obviously, the last episode where I went in depth about my CV and cover letter. And yeah. Obviously, this was a bit of a short episode, considering the length of... I mean, some of my recent videos have been getting really, really long. So I'm going to try and actually cut down, be more concise in the future, and just put out way shorter length videos. But yeah, that's essentially what I've got to cover today. One of the main reasons, like, I have... If you did read, pause and read some of the cover letters I put up, basically all of them are for marketing roles in digital marketing, as I mentioned, because those are the ones for SMEs where it's like it's difficult for a small team to build the product and also do the marketing for it. Whereas if they get a dedicated marketing person, obviously that makes it a lot easier for them to focus on one thing and you focus on your own thing. But also it means that when it comes to internships, there's no need to have a constant payroll for someone to do marketing for a product that's like incrementally improved over time. Whereas if it's like, they hire an intern, you work here for 3 months, just work on a crowdfunding thing, and then, you'll be on your way. And then, a year later, when they further refine that product and need more marketing, then they can get another intern. And it keeps funds low. And obviously younger people, there's this conception, there's this consensus that because we were born in and around the social media era, we just know better. We just understand marketing better. And to be fair, like, that's not even on this phone. It's on my other phone. But I feel like my podcast from promo page is pretty decent. I think my Instagram is pretty decent. But of course, whatever. That's just what I got to say to get the jobs, lads. So we'll see how these things go. But yeah, as I said, digital marketing. The reason why I'm applying for that is basically because one, I can work from home, it's remote, and two, what I've already said is that it's like, because they're small companies, it's easier. I feel like it's easier, at least, where I can talk directly to the CEO, have an actual role as like a brand manager where I know exactly what my responsibilities are, as opposed to working in like a bigger firm where, first of all, they don't really do many off-cycle internships like this, apart from like 3-month long ones or these proper 6-month, 12-month placements and stuff like that. But also because I don't think I'll be given as much responsibility. Like, if I'm going to take time this year to learn new things, I'm going to actually indulge myself in that and learn it. And especially in digital marketing, where it's like I have the YouTube channel, the podcast, I keep mentioning all these other things, like, it would be cool to take all that industry knowledge, all that learning, and then reapply it to myself as well, and further improve my own products. So if I do get that, as I said, I've already applied to a bunch of them. As far as I know, there's no interview process or application process. Just you apply, and if they like you, you have training and start. Basically, it's pretty quick turnover, which is also very interesting because it's not like you apply in September, wait until January for your assessment center, and then wait until February, March, April to get your feedback and your results to see if you got the offer or not. It's literally like apply today, get the offer within a week, and it's a lot of a nicer. I don't know. I think it's way nicer. I like how it's going. But yeah, I've started waffling at this point. That's basically it. Hopefully, as I said, if there's any more steps in the process, I will keep you guys up to date with that. But otherwise, I expect to hear back relatively soon. And I expect that to be either a yes or a no, as opposed to more steps. But either way, we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching this far into the video. If you're still here, major ups to you. Don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe, comment, all of that. As always, I think I keep saying this a lot, but it's important, and I think it means a lot to me as well, because people actually do reach out to me on Instagram, in the comments, whatever, and it's I love this conversation I have with people. I always reply to everyone as well. So shout out to all the guys recently. Someone messaged me literally like a couple minutes ago. I think it's a guy called David. Shout out to David if you're watching this. Yeah, there you go. Shout out to David. Bare people and have messaged me, and like, as I said, it means a lot. For as long as I feasibly can, I'm going to reply to every single person out here. So if you do have anything to say, any questions, want to see how I'm doing, whatever the hell it might be, comment, reach out to me, whatever, DMs, nothing, doesn't matter. But yeah, again, I'm waffling, so I'm going to cap this video off right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.